my guys who are looking out for, women to come to Everright. All right, Nora Onyedimnazu, good morning. Good morning to you. How have you been?
Fine, thank
you. You're welcome. So I'll go back to you, Ewulum Linda. Let's start off with the basics. I'd like you to do a general overview. I know that people have heard about breast cancer a lot, but the truth remains that if we don't keep putting it in their heads, in their minds, they would at some point forget about these things. So help us with the basics, refresh our memory again. What should we know about breast cancer? Go ahead, please.
Okay. Good morning, Imolites. I've been properly introduced by my host. So, cancer is just a group of diseases that spread throughout the body. It's uncontrollable. That's the painful part of it. So like she has already mentioned, is like a pandemic right now because it's not stopping. It's the second leading cancer that kills women globally. And in Nigeria, unfortunately, and it's sad to mention, it is the first leading cause of death in my gender. That's the feminine gender.
Yeah.
Now, the cause of cancer, nobody can really say because the cells in your body just keeps proliferating. Let me bring it down. The cells in the body keeps changing and the change is uncontrollable. It's not something you can control. But then there are certain kind of things we ask you not to do or ask you to do to look out for it, and certain things to look out for to know, okay, now this is when I'm expecting or this is what is happening in my body and all of that. But most importantly, I tell people that the first thing to know about cancer is when you see something, please say something. Don't keep it to yourself. I know the stigmatization out there is there, and persons are beginning to feel, why would I tell people what is happening to me? But sweetheart, if you do not do something about it, it is death. Because cancer is just there proliferating, except you're being seen by a professional, a healthcare professional. So having said that, it is the most leading cause of death in our gender. Now, what next do we do? Now, most times we see it as already advanced stages because people don't want to speak up, or you present late to the hospital, or there's poor treatment compliance. Even when you're seen, you're being told this is what to do and this is what to do, and you find out that probably out of lack of finance, you see people just start and at some point they drop off. Now, it doesn't just begin and end with women. It also affects males.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Breast cancer affects the male gender. And I will still use the word unfortunate. It is less in black men, it's more in the foreign countries, it's less in black men. But then the death rate when it happens to our men is 35% higher.
Compared to the women?
Yes, compared to the males out there.
Yeah, okay.
In the African region, if it happens to you here, your chance of survival is
very slim,
35% higher. So you can imagine.
Oh my!
Now the cancer is we're talking about. I've been mentioned already that it's just a proliferation of cells. Then there are 3 broad classifications of this cancer.
Go ahead.
It could be the solid one, which the ones you see on the skin, the breast, on the colon, the lungs. You could have a bloodstream type, which is the leukemia, lymphoma, and all of that. Then you could have a mix of it, where you have the carcinosarcoma. Let's not bore you with all of that. Now, the next thing to look out for are the symptoms of this breast cancer.
Before you go ahead with the symptoms, now you already mentioned that men also come down with breast cancer. And I recall saying this a lot of times, that the awareness is more for the women. Why are we not seeing advocates coming out to talk about breast cancer in men as well? Is it also going to be the same signs that you see in women? I want to find out why you talk about the signs.
Difference is we have a more developed mammary gland, and as does a function of which is what? Breastfeeding. So the ducts are very functional. So if anything happens there and is related to cancer, it also happens with the male. The difference is that the males do not breastfeed with their breast. It's just a sedentary or a redundant tissue there. But in the feminine gender is well developed. Now the sensitization for the male is also there. In the last breast cancer walk, it was just a national thing. It wasn't just about the female gender. The males are also told about breast cancer. So when you hear breast cancer, it's not just the women. The male come up with the symptoms as well.
Okay.
So now, some of the symptoms you find in breast cancer, which is also in males, please, if you're listening to me, the males also come down with it. So don't see anything in there and say, oh, I'm not a woman, it's not affecting me. No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Good. You can find a lump in the breast. I've done mammograms for men who have lumps in there, and they have to go out and excise it. And then after, we should do a biopsy as well to be sure that, okay, this thing that is here is not going to reoccur
cancerous.
after now. Good. So you come up with breast lumps on the breast itself or under the armpit. You find symptoms like swelling on a part of the breast or all around it. There's skin irritation. There's dimpling. The dimpling I'm talking about is, it appears like the back of an orange. Like you peel an orange and you find out that there's a way the back looks like pitted and all of that. That's how the breast appears. Those are signs of or symptoms of cancer. You come with breast pain. Now, there's one thing I only want to say about breast pain. Cancer usually doesn't come with pain. But the tissues around it, because there are lymphatic drainages around it, those tissues around that cancer itself feels the pain. But the cancer itself is painless. Now, on the nipple of the breast, there are discharge other than breast milk, and they could come in various colors.
When the
even
person
black.
when the person is not breastfeeding.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But then again, you may be having discharge from the breast, and it could be a hormonal thing.
Okay.
Do you understand? It could
Yes.
be a result of a hormonal imbalance. But then again, I'll also say, please don't just assume that because you think you know that once the breast is coming, it's breast cancer. No, please get assessed by a healthcare professional. Now,
You
we
said,
also
okay, you're still saying, oh, go ahead,
Okay.
lecture us.
We also have symptoms like this redness, there's scaling, the breast acts like it's peeling off, there's thickening of the skin and the nipple itself, and we also have nipple pain. And then the nipple will turn inwards as if it's shy. So those are the symptoms we have when we have
breast
breast cancer. But we can have less serious signs like infections and cysts around the breast.
Okay. So we've seen a lot of controversies. We've heard, actually, I know at some point I heard some people say, I just want to get your view on this though. Some people said as part of the causes for breast cancer, they have found out that deodorants can contribute, body spray and all that can contribute. That's why they actually advise women not to rub creams on their breasts. I have heard people say this. Do you think that is also a contributory factor? Because in the time of our parents, it was not like this. The surge is appalling. Is it as a result of our lifestyle now? Is it as a result of us embracing cosmetics and putting all of these things in our armpits, in our bodies, the kinds of bra that we wear? Please throw more light on this.
Okay, there are myths around breast cancer.
Speak up, please.
There are myths
Okay.
around breast cancer. Let me go with the first you asked, the deodorants and all of that. As a mammographer, imaging the breast, we also usually tell you not to use deodorants, body sprays around that region of interest, which is the breast. Now, the reason is not because if you use those things, there will be cancer will develop from them. But the reason is because during imaging, we place your breast on some very sensitive plates and compress them. So those roll-ons or perfumes you spray may contain some components that may mimic calcifications on the breast. So it's not because those things naturally causes cancer.
Okay.
So I call those things myths.
Okay.
People think that this does this, that. However, there are also things that we do, a certain kind of lifestyle we have engaged in that have increased our chances of cancer. Because our parents those days were also doing what we're doing. It's just that there's a little bit of lifestyle advancement that we are exhibiting in this generation.
Can we know those lifestyle advancements,
Okay.
please? Very important.
Okay. Now, the risk factors, what you just asked will take me to the risk factors.
Okay.
First and foremost, I would like to say that age is a general thing, but age increases your chances. As you advance in age, the breast tissues changes from a certain kind to another kind.
Okay.
Good. Now, we already know that the gender majorly affected is the female gender, but it's not limited to female gender. Now, our reproductive history is documented that if you see your period earlier than 12 years, you're a risk factor. Yes.
Earlier than 12 years?
Yes, earlier than 12
So
years.
people who saw it like 9 years, 10 years.
You know that it is lifestyle or our dieting that has caused all of that.
Wow.
So now, if you see your period earlier than 12 years, it's documented, it's well documented, it's Googleable. You can
Are you
go
for
online and
real?
yes, it's been documented that if you see your period earlier than 12 years, you are a risk, that is a risk factor. Then if you attain menopause after 55 years, there is a chance of breast cancer. You're a risk factor as well. Now, women with no kids, it happens as well.
Okay.
Then if your first pregnancy was after 30 years, you're a risk factor. Now, obviously, alcohol consumption, smoking, not exercising, obesity, and then some hormone replacement therapies also are risk factors. If it's prolonged use of those estrogens, especially for menopausal women, can expose you to breast cancer.
Okay.
So these are things we look out for in.
Have you by any chance also noticed or come across any research that says, what do they call it now? Birth control.
Pills.
Is
Yes,
also a contributory
I was coming
factor.
to that. I was coming to that.
Birth control, whether the pills or the
Yes.
injectables or whatever,
Yes.
is also a contributor. Is that true as well?
Yes. There are published, well-documented works on that, where the birth control pills also increases your chances, slightly increases your chances of breast cancer. Birth
Okay.
control pills, the patches, the hormone IUD
Yes.
stuff, they also increase your chance. Now, there is something I think we should let the public know. There is this non-steroidal drug we call diethylstilbestrol.
Non-steroidal dye.
Yes, diethylstilbestrol. Now, this particular hormonal drug was given to women in the 1940s to 1971. Even one of the researches I read said even up to 2007, women were still using that. Now, why do they use that? It was being administered in hospitals because of to women who have recurrent miscarriages.
Okay.
Now, it helps them to, keep the baby without missing the pregnancy. But then, research over time has also made us understand that it came with a lot of complications on the woman who was administered. On, and on the child,
Oh my God.
both male and female.
Oh my God.
Now, I was now thinking, if this was done in the 1940s, 1970s, 1980s, I think we are the products of most of those things.
Yeah.
Most of those children then.
Very
Now,
true.
this is what is happening. What has been documented says that this diethylstilbestrol exposures in those days has exposed women to breast cancer.
Wow. Wow.
Now, if as a male child, then, as probably the mother was pregnant for a male
Pregnant.
child, yes, it causes infertility in guys.
Are you for real?
Yes.
As a result of
as a
that
result of-
hormonal
yes,
treatment.
exactly.
So a man will grow up from a boy up to this time and
he
now
is-
start to
yes.
experience infertility.
Exactly. It has caused infertility in guy. It has caused prostate cancer.
Wow.
On the female child, there's infertility. There is child death.
Okay.
You're pregnant for a child and the child is never born alive. Then there's miscarriages from the child the child I'm talking about now is the child who was being birthed at that point.
Yes.
Good. Now there's also infertility, obviously. You're having hormonal imbalances and all of that. So this diethylstilbestrol has been noted as one risk factor out there. Now,
mine.
you asked me stuff about is our dieting affecting it? Why is it now more rampant in this? Yes. Unhealthy diet is part of it. And funny enough, some of these hair straighteners and hair chemicals dying of hair has also increased our chances of.
I better talk Is it what they call it? Relaxer?
Yes, some of these
Uh-huh.
cosmetics.
Okay.
And especially those that has this triclosan.
What? Is that
Yes,
ingredient?
is in one of the triclosan.
Closan.
Yes.
Okay.
Most cosmetic with that triclosan has also increased our risk
Hey.
factors for breast cancer.
Oh
Now,
my
when there's
God.
low vitamin D is also one of it. Now, chemicals and plastics, some of us want to do microwaving and then we are microwaving with plastics can predispose us to cancer. Now, some chemicals in the water, you have water and the water has a taste. The water is supposed to be a tasteless thing. Those things are chemicals. Now, chemicals from grilled, barbecued seafood and all of that can also predispose you to cancer. So these are some of the risk factors which we have noticed so far.
I'm even speechless.
So,
You know why I'm speechless? Majority of what you said, we actually cannot do without some of these things. For the women, see how my colleague in the studio is looking very beautiful. She relaxed her hair, I'm sure. You know, we can't do without some of these things, and that's the truth. You talked about grilled, what is it? Grilled meats,
Barbecue,
barbecue.
and all that smoked meats.
14th on Saturday is 14th. People will go and do point and kill. You know, so over time, this has become
Yes.
part of our lifestyle,
Exactly.
and going back is going to be very difficult.
Like going to the ancient and modern.
Oh my goodness. So, well, we'll talk about prevention maybe later on, but I think it is time to open up the phone lines. A lot of people are on standby and are quite interested in what we're talking about this morning. You want to be a part of our conversation? Now is the time. And by the way, we are live on Facebook at Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Go to Facebook right now, click share, and drop your comments. And I'll be here to read it out as fast as I can. Any questions on breast cancer at all, drop it there. Our guest for today is highly capable and she'll be here to attend to your questions as they come. 0911 20,022, 0911 20,022, or you call 0707 454 1014, 0707 454 1014. Alternatively, you can also send us a WhatsApp message on 0707 491 3438. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. All right, network has started acting up. It's too early. Please try to redirect your calls to the other phone number, and I'll be here to answer you as fast as I can. Good morning to you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. You're loud and clear. What's your name?
I have the discussion you had this morning was very good to us. You said men do have breast cancer. I wonder. So I want to ask you, how can men contract breast cancer?
You didn't tell us your name, sir.
My name is Mr. Oko Ejiofor, located at 127 Tedlo.
Your address. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Ejiofor is fine. He wants to find out actually how can men come down with breast cancer. I'll keep that in the pipeline. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you. What's your name, please?
My name is Engineer Kenneth from Owerri.
It's good to have you. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's a fantastic, wonderful station.
You're welcome. My name is Mary, by the way.
All right. This topic is very, very all-encompassing topic. I want to appreciate the Echo FM and what they're doing.
Thank you.
Using this radio to educate us.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. God bless you.
Yeah, you too. Any question? Okay. Getting commendations from people. 0911 20,022, 0707 454 1014. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, this Lindiva.
Good morning to you, Amma. How are you today?
I'm fine today. You?
Very well, thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, you are our guest here.
Good morning.
Yeah, my question is simple. And Lindiva, please permit me to ask this question.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Can breast sucking cause cancer, breast cancer?
You mean babies who are attached to their mother's nipples?
No, by an adult, male adult.
Okay, that is, I wanted us to specify, okay? Thank you very much for that question, Amma.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Muchas.
Yes, Ewurum Linda is capable, and please, she will try as much as she can. We are on radio, yes. So she will try as much as she can to actually answer. Remember, I'm a very realistic person. These things happen. We cannot shy away from them. Men have left, or how do they say it? Men have left what they are supposed to do, or what is meant for the babies. Yes, that's the word. They've left what is meant for the babies and have occupied their territory. So we'll find out if that is also a problem. Keep your calls coming in. 0911 20022 0707 454 1014. We are talking about breast cancer this morning, and we have a long way to go in this country. Trust me when I tell you that. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
My name is Elizabeth Wanesi. I'm calling from Avu.
It's good to have you, Elizabeth. Go ahead.
Oh, I want to ask the person in the studio a little question. Can't the government or produce vaccine? Yes, we have vaccine for measles, vaccine for hepatitis, vaccine. Can they produce vaccine for this cancer that is disturbing we women on the breast?
Oh.
Thank you.
Very valid question that even me, I have never asked. Okay, Linda, Ewurum, back to you. The very first question. How again can men come down with cancer? I think he missed out on that when you mentioned, the risk factors for men. Why is it that a man in this time and age can also come down with cancer? And then the second controversial one, can sucking of the breasts by men cause a woman to have breast cancer?
Okay, thank you very much. So, I mentioned that there are risks. Okay, I don't think I've mentioned that there are risk individuals, and I also said that the male gender can also have breast cancer. Now, the risk individuals first and foremost. If we understand what cancer is just a mutation of your gene. Good. There's presence of a particular kind of gene in the system, and when we see it, we tell you, okay, there are 5 to 10% chance that those genes will find at BRCA1 and BRCA2. Now, persons with family history of cancer, it may be your grandfather, your grandmother, or anything, but then, if you have a first-degree relative, let's say it's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, you could be a male, and they came up with breast prostate cancer. You can have any of the cancers. Then, if there's a previous history of cancer in your system, there's also high chances that you will develop cancer.
Okay.
And it could be any part of the body. So, since this cancer is nobody actually knows what causes it, just the gene mutating itself, and we are not in control of the mutation of the gene. Anybody can be a victim of cancer.
Okay.
So, you see why the breast cancer thing is there for everybody.
All right.
As long as there's a breast in your body.
In your body.
Yes.
Okay. Second question.
So the male suckling thing.
Adults sucking the breast.
Okay. Let me start with the kids first. I haven't mentioned yet, but then we advise through maternal health care that you should breastfeed for at least 2 years, right?
Very true.
Good. Now, that reason is to reduce your risk exposure to cancer. You should at least breastfeed that child to 2 years. If you breastfeed for lesser number of years, you are going to dispose yourself to cancer. Now, but you know that's not the case for males, right? Male sucking breast cannot cause breast cancer.
Okay. Mass
Is one of the myths that are out there. Male sucking breast cannot cause cancer.
Have you heard? It cannot cause cancer, but
please don't be rough with the breast.
Is what I wanted to say. Oh,
Don't be rough with the breast.
That territory is for babies.
Yes, it's a tender region. It's soft tissue. So don't handle it like there's a bone in there, and then you're sucking like your life depends on
God
it.
bless you, Linda Ewurum. It is for babies. It's called suckling babies. Babies. Biko. Thank you very much. And the last question: can't vaccines? I know you're not a government official, but I feel you can also comment on this. Can vaccines be produced to cut down on the rate of breast cancer cases that we are having?
Okay, currently, I must actually commend the government. At least all these vaccines out there, and I know that if researchers find a solution to this breast cancer thing, it will go a long way.
Yes.
However, aside breast cancer, there are other kinds of cancers that we have started trying to vaccinate the kids. Yes, like
cervical.
Let's say exactly cervical. We have the HPV thing vaccine.
Yes.
We're using them for 0 to about 14 years. You immunize them. Even the boys now, we're beginning to vaccinate them as well. Yes.
Okay.
It's out there. You should vaccinate the boys. So
That's for the HPV.
the HPV virus is actually a normal flora for the guys.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
There are millions of different types of that HPV virus. Yes,
Yeah.
is in their system, and in their system is very normal. It's very natural. It's a normal terrain for the male. It's just when a particular type gets into the female body, the cervical cancer thing comes. But the
Yeah.
vaccine is there to protect, to hold
Okay.
on. But honestly, the person who asked this question, I just wish that there was an answer to this.
Oh.
But we promise that as long as we live and researchers are still working, the research institutes in Nigeria are working, as long as there is a discovery of this vaccine, honestly, it will be out there for everybody to take, because it's now a pandemic thing. and everybody's trying to
really
fight it in the best way they can. So the only thing we can do for now, when the vaccine is not there, is those risk factors. You try to, avoid putting yourself in a position where the risk factors are very high. Exposing yourself to those things that you do, and you come down with these things. Because it's a proliferation of cells. It's just a mutation of the gene in there. So we can't
yes.
control the genes and their codings and all of that.
I know.
So that's what we can say about that for now.
And that's why on this program, I use my platform almost all the time to call on our scientists. You did not go to study med lab scientists for nothing. You did not go there so that when you graduate, you'll be going to look for jobs in laboratories and you sit there all day drawing blood from people, taking injection up and down. Do your research. You can help us find out. There could be a solution somewhere. We shouldn't always depend on foreigners. I think we have advanced enough to have more knowledge than even those foreigners who taught us, and brought education to the African countries. So why can't we do better? Okay, that's by the way. Keep your calls coming in this morning. Hello?
Hello,
Yes, your name and location. Please speak into your mouthpiece.
this is Anna Vera.
Aloe vera.
Anna Vera.
Anna Vera. Okay.
First time caller.
First time caller. It's good to have you, Anna Vera. Go ahead, please.
I'm calling from Oyi.
Okay.
I want to ask one particular question based on cancer.
Quickly.
So I want to ask her if you're a pregnant woman now, for instance, maybe breast issues, and you notice that your husband is a kind of breast sucker, so will he be able to suck the breast?
Tone it down, please. You're on radio, okay? Tone it down a little bit. You use of words. You can say the man plays around that area, right? Go ahead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, can it cause breast cancer? And sometimes, in pregnancy issues, you notice a kind of.
Ah, God, why did you have to hang up? What happened? Okay, I think she has answered that question already. It cannot. Abi, Linda? No, capital N-E-O. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, the Slim Diva.
Kachisin, good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, the guests in the studio.
Good morning.
In fact, I'm actually on the road and listening to this. I was saying, I just wish I get a convenient place to call, because I said I must call on this topic.
I know. I know you.
Yeah. I said I must call. Yes, thank God I finally got a convenient
Go
place
ahead,
to call.
quickly. Go ahead, quickly.
Yes. Have I said by them?
Yes, you have. Kachisin.
Okay. So I had one the guest said that clarified that talking of the breast, right, it doesn't have anything to do with breast cancer, right? You said it right.
Mm.
And I just wish that she is not giving us a ticket to continue. Because most of us do enjoy that. So I hope it's not a ticket to continue. That's the question. Or should some of us suspend? Thank you very much. My name is Kaki Sinekwa from us.
Kachisin, I expected you to call in, and I knew in actual fact that was going to be your question. She has said it. It's not a ticket. It is not, nobody's giving you the way. How will I put it now? Please, don't go and start rough handling and doing all of those things, because, I know you want to satisfy yourself. However, it is meant for babies. Thank you, Kachisin. Hello?
Finally.
Oh, princess baby.
Good afternoon, dear.
Good morning. Hope you're doing great.
I'm fine, I'm fine. And good morning to the guests, my colleagues. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, my question goes like this. Like my colleague said a few minutes ago, saying that during those days of our parents' time, there are some things that they make use of in their rubbing of their body and other things that's affecting some children these days, isn't it? What is those times some parents did not use those kind of pills and all those things, those drugs? Will it still affect those children that they have now recently? That's the first question I want to ask. Then two, my grandma, before she passed on, my grandma, if I'm rubbing cream in my breast and my stomach, she would tell me, stop rubbing cream your breast and your stomach. And when I asked her, she would tell me that it's going to make you'll not give birth, and the breastbone, you're going to be infected. So I want my colleagues there to elaborate me more. Rubbing of the cream in the stomach, does it affect anything to woman health? Please.
Okay.
That's my question.
Thank you, Princess. As always, thank you for listening. And we have, two questions in one, or just one question, because I also tried to attend to the other. Let's squeeze in one more, and then we go back to the conversation. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Once more, the Slim Diva, still Ama from Uche Street.
Go ahead,
Very
quickly.
brief question. Can hyprolactin cause breast cancer?
Hydro what?
Hyprolactin, that is the hormone that causes milk breast to come out of the breast inappropriately. Are you getting me?
Yes, I heard you.
Especially during the time of hormonal imbalance. I think the expert there will understand what I mean.
Okay, thank you for your question, Amma. All right, I'll go back to you, Linda, before we continue with the rest of the conversation this morning. The one who said, Princess, her grandma would always discourage her from rubbing cream on her stomach and her breast region, if that is also a contributory factor. And then secondly, she made reference to the non-steroidal drugs that you talked about. For women who didn't have those drugs in the 40s and 70s, are there chances that their kids might also somehow come down with any of these forms of cancer?
Okay, so let me go with the rubbing cream stuff, right?
Yes.
So, creaming your system, creaming your body is something that everybody must do. All right? But I know I mentioned something about a particular kind of chemical on the cream you take, you rub, which is triclosan.
Triclosan.
Yes. Please, triclosan is not a good component to be found in cream. And you know that your body has sweat pores, right? So those things can naturally get absorbed into your system. So if you're using, like those days, I know they use Stella pomade and all of that. I don't think those things are very natural. And using palm kernel oils and all of that.
Yes.
Those things were very cool. And people were taking them, and then their skin was still looking like, the generation would say skin like milk.
Yeah.
Their skin was still very beautiful. So using creams that do not have those dangerous chemicals is very okay.
Shea butter.
Those things are very good. Very okay.
Okay.
But all these highly, modified creams with a lot of chemicals is not so wonderful for you. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't cream your skin. Please look for ones that are healthy and use them for your body. That is on the rubbing cream aspect of it.
Okay.
Then somebody mentioned this second guy
the hormone
said something about
hydrolactin or something.
hypolactin.
Okay,
Now,
hypolactin.
that is on hormonal imbalance. Good. Now, if you have first and foremost, the hormone that is responsible for breast milk production is called prolactin. Now, when there is hypo, it means that it's less, so you're not producing milk. And that prolactin is activated when you get pregnant. It's a fertility hormone because it goes to prepare the breast for the baby suckling. Good. So when you have prolactin as a young person, you should run a test we call hormonal profile.
Okay.
You're trying to get pregnant. In fact, one of the tests we run when you're trying to conceive is to make sure that the reproductive system will be ready to harness the baby, take the baby all through, which includes the uterus, the breast milks, and all of that. Everything that makes the child comfortable is what we're looking at when we are running hormonal profile tests.
Okay.
Good. Now, on hypoprolactin, it means that that prolactin has dropped. So the breast milk is not coming as it's supposed to come. If you run a hormonal profile test and discover that, the gynecologist will prescribe drugs for you to take to resolve that.
Okay.
There's also hyperprolactin, when you are actually not pregnant and you're producing breast milk. It doesn't mean you have cancer. In as much as I know, I mentioned that one of the symptoms is having nipple discharge. Good. Now, I mentioned that is having nipple discharge that is not milk. So when you are discharging milk at hyperprolactin, then you should run a hormonal profile test to check your system and know which of the hormones are dropping and know which one to augment in.
Okay.
So hyper or hyperprolactin cannot cause you breast cancer. Just run a hormone profile test and then the drugs will be given. And you'll be okay.
All right. Thank you for addressing that matter. Over now to WhatsApp and Facebook. Good morning, Elko FM. Calvary greetings from Engineer Wogu Darlington, Opera Bishop from Wedrow. Thank you very much. Please, what will be the fate of a child that was immunized on Sunday at church and also immunized in school on Tuesday? I'm confused. Is it not overdose? In as much as my son told them that he already had the vaccine the previous 2 days, they insisted on injecting him. I know it's not part of what we are discussing, but I don't know if you have some idea on that. You can also touch on it, Linda. Maybe you can note it down, please. He's asking if that is not overdose, if it's not going to affect his child. And then another message on WhatsApp. Good morning, Mary, and our studio guest, Linda Ewurum Ni Ihanacho. Oh, okay. This person is your village person.
Yes.
Even myself, the host, I don't know I don't even know her original surname. And this person put it there, Ni Ihanacho.
Interesting.
Okay. Mary, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Your very many education discourses on health, especially that of today, is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. May God bless you real good. And to you, Linda, my students and my friend's daughter. Oh, I admire your knowledge on today's topic. Please, can breast expression cause breast cancer?
No.
Remain blessed. Ezine Lady Julie Nosike.
Yes. That's my French teacher.
I said it. Okay, so take down her question. Can breast expression cause breast cancer? That's the second one. And then this one says, greetings to all of you in the studio for the education and sensitization on health. Thank you very much. This is from Pastor Chris from Worubi. Thank you, Pastor Chris. I appreciate you. And let me go over to Facebook. Lots of comments already. I can see this one from Ujunwa. Good morning, Auntie Mary. Excuse me. And our doctors, can relaxers and spray, dye on the hair, cause cancer in the body? May God bless all of you. Thank you very much. Victor says, please, does deodorant and roll-on have any effect as regards to breast cancer? I know we've touched on that, but you can just briefly answer all the questions. Go ahead, Linda.
Okay, so on overdose vaccine, I think that child needs to be taken to the hospital. Let the professionals in those regions assess that child, because I don't see any reason why a child should be vaccinated twice, because every child should have a dose. There is a dosage on those things. I know that some of these vaccines come with fevers and all of that. And, we prepare, we tell you what to do if these vaccines are given. Okay, in as much as I know that the measles and rubella are not coming with any form of those fevers, coming down with fever, just taking the vaccine and that's it. But then, I don't see any reason why a child should be vaccinated twice within a short interval.
Okay.
Please, I will love you to visit a very good healthcare facility so that the doctors there will assess that child and see if there's any need to introduce anything to dilute the effect of what has been given already.
Well said. Thank you.
That is on the vaccine. Now, expression. Yeah. Expressing breast milk is a modern day career woman kind of method of nursing children. Even though it would not cause breast cancer, it's not supposed to cause breast cancer, because I believe that the career woman is always very busy, and if she's a doctor, for instance, may not want to expose the child to patient's healthcare condition, trying to breastfeed the baby in the presence of patients and all of that, or you may not have access to the child all the time. Child has to be in school and you have to express. No. Expressing breast milk should not cause breast cancer. What I should be worried about is ensuring that what you have expressed doesn't sour before the child takes it.
Exactly.
Because it comes up with a whole lot of stomach upsets and all that for the child, diarrhea and all that, and the container which you used to do the expression and turning into another one to breastfeed the child, putting in warmers and all that, the temperature may not be very okay for the child to consume as when the child is ready to consume it. But expressing shouldn't cause breast cancer. In as much as maternal health care will always say, please put the mouth to the baby to breast, and the baby should suckle for a number of hours per day. There's no timetable for it. The child should just keep suckling. But then if we decide to express, then we should make sure that the containers or the breast pumps and everything are properly sterilized before we use, and then the temperatures still remain at a temperature that the child can consume and yet leave the nutritional content of the breast in good condition.
Okay, thank you. And the last question before we summarize, I know we're going to touch on prevention, we're going to touch on diagnoses, maybe treatment options. I want you to please try as much as you can to summarize. Just summarize everything. And if there's anything you've not touched on, now is the time. While you also answer the question again of deodorants, and someone is asking, body spray, hair dye.
Yes, I mentioned while we're talking that some risk factors includes straighteners and chemicals, straighteners, all these hair stretches and chemicals we find in relaxers and all of that. Now, these straighteners, these things are done in a certain temperature, isn't it? Now, the truth is, excessive exposure to a certain kind of radiation could actually dispose you to breast cancer.
Okay.
There's radiation therapy. You use radiation therapy to actually cure cancer. But when you expose yourself to excessive dose, these things are checked and calculated. But exposing yourself to these things and sensitive organs around that region, you could actually mutate those genes. And that is the birth of cancer. Once you mutate the genes around that region, the things start growing in ways that you can't control. And one of those areas that grow very fast is the hair. So you see why those chemicals there are not very wonderful.
Yes.
So straighteners, please. I know we want to look beautiful, but then let's play low on those things a little bit.
Okay.
Once in a while, go natural. It doesn't change who you really are.
All right, summary, please. The things we have not touched on. Prevention, what is it called? Diagnoses and all that. Quickly.
Okay, there's
treatment.
There's a need for screening. You should do a mammogram. The advantages of mammograms, ultrasound, MRI. Mammogram is just basically using x-rays to check the breast as a screening diagnosis. You didn't have anything, no symptoms, you should check yourself regularly. Every woman should. Once you're up to 40 years, you should please go for breast screening at least once a year.
Okay.
Now, you can do an ultrasound scan. If you're less than 40 and you want to check the breast, maybe there are things in the breast you want to look out for, please do an ultrasound scan. You can do an MRI as well. MRI doesn't involve anything, just magnets and radio waves.
Okay.
Ultrasound is also not harmful. It uses just sound waves. The breast, the x-ray, somebody will say, I thought x-ray will expose you to radiation. The dose of radiation we use for the breast is diagnostic, is very minimal.
Okay.
So that's what we look out for. That is on the screening aspect of it. Then we also have
breast examination.
Yes, breast examination. Now there is self breast examination. We call it BSE. That's breast, the one you do by yourself. There are certain ways you should stay to do that. We use the palm is what we use to do it.
Okay.
And which is the index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger. The palm of those three fingers. You use it to run round the nipple. Now round the nipple from the nipple to the entire breast to the axillary region. You can run in a circular method. You can actually just run in a wedge form from up, down. That's just how to do a breast. Now, if you do that breast self-examination and you discover anything, the next thing to do is to do a clinical breast examination by the medical experts, the doctors, the oncologists, the healthcare professionals. They will do that one, and we advise people to do that yearly.
Okay.
Now, when you do that clinical examination and there is anything palpated, that's when we refer you for screening. If the screening detects anything, we refer you for biopsy, and then the oncologist will take over from there.
Okay.
That is on the detection. Now, if there is, what else have we not looked at?
People who now finally discover that they have breast cancer, or there is something there. Yes.
Okay, that is how do I take care of it, right?
Exactly.
Good. Now, there is no rule that says one type of breast cancer, maybe if it happens, one treatment for all. No. Don't forget that these are genes and they're mutated in different formats. Now, It's just like malaria. You say, okay, I have malaria. Everybody takes anti-malaria. Everybody takes probably. Which should I use? Artesunate, and you take
a drug,
acetone. Okay,
yeah,
it's
malaria
going to,
drug.
There's no one treatment fits all in cancer treatments.
Okay.
Good. So, but then once a biopsy is done and the kind of cell is detected, it tells us what kind of treatment you're going to get from biopsy. And that is done by the oncologist.
Okay.
Now, there's surgery option, there's chemotherapy option where you have drugs, there is radiation therapy option, and radiation therapy option is given when you cannot, when the cancer has gotten to the stage where you cannot cut into. Maybe there are metastases to other parts of the body, you now use radiation therapy. There's hormonal therapy. There is target therapy where you just target the cells and kill them off. There's immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is when you have to boost the immune system to fight for themselves.
Yes.
So that's basically what we have on treatment. Now, post-treatment, what could happen? We do post-treatment because we want to monitor reoccurrence. We want to check for long-term side effects and want to check overall breast health. We advise that once you have been treated and there is and you need to visit the hospital at least 1 to 4 times yearly.
Okay. After treatment.
After treatment, yes.
Okay.
1 to 4 times in that year. Between, let's say you had it in April, and between April this year and April next year, please see the oncologist at least 4 times. Now, there are also care you should look out for. Now, this annual mammogram. You have detected that there was a breast cancer.
Yeah,
and it's
quickly,
been
we have less than 2 minutes.
Okay, and it's been removed. You should do a mammogram.
Okay.
Then you should do some therapies. Let's say the scars there, it healed, the surgery section healed, and then there is a scar. Then at that point, they could give you medications like taximophenes, and the oncologist may refer you for physiotherapy. Do you understand? Give you some exercise options. You know, your health. Advise you on health checkups, regular health checkups, maintain good balance, exercise regularly, and all of that. So, and then probably if you still feel the anxiety of the breast cancer, then they could refer you to counseling sessions.
Okay.
So that's basically what is there on
Thank
the
you.
treatment and preventive
I'm
management.
so sorry I'd have to hold your thoughts. We have barely 1 minute to go. But before the last question, sorry, quickly, in few seconds, what's the youngest you have seen with breast cancer?
Oh my goodness, it's
The
heartbreaking.
youngest.
It's heartbreaking. 16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whew, I know why I asked that
She
question. Well,
didn't make it.
she didn't.
eventually.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
because
right.
She presented very late.
Very late. It's quite unfortunate, but I had to ask so that people will know that it's not only older adults who
Yes.
come down with breast cancer.
Yes.
We didn't state that throughout the conversation. All right, before we go, if you want to go for mammogram, you want to go for screening, I say this a lot of times. It's one thing to come here and sensitize people, it's another thing to try to direct them on where to go. This announcement is sponsored by Everright Diagnostics. Please listen with rapt attention. In our commitment to fight against cancer through early detection, Everright Healthcare Foundation is offering a 15% discount on selected cancer screening tests from 4th of February to 14th of February 2026. You will enjoy 50% discount on the underlisted investigations: PSA tests, mammogram, breast cancer, or breast scan, I beg your pardon. Early detection saves lives. Get screened today. This offer is for a limited time only. Take advantage now. Visit Everright Diagnostics and Laboratory Services Limited, located at number 20 Bank Road, Owerri, opposite Garden Park, to benefit from this discount. For more enquiries, please call 0816 881 2732, 0816 881 2732, or you call the second number 0811 198 2965, 0811 198 2965. This is from Everright Healthcare Foundation. Your health is our priority. All right, thank you very much for listening, and I'd like to say thank you to Ewulum Linda, Assistant Director of Radiography Services, Breast Imaging Specialist, Mammography, Everright Diagnostics. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very
Kelvin Ugori, I appreciate you. Nora Onyedimnazu, thank you as well for making it down to the studio. One last message. I am praised Chinaza from New Owerri, texting to celebrate my chief and mentor for her commitment in the fight against breast cancer. Your people have followed you here. No, it's time to go. All right, my name is Mary Omeni Wode. You can call me the Slim Diva, and I love you so much. Up next is the news. Thank you, DJ Mars.
Echo FM. It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How can suspend me here? How will you slaves?
And I'm going to win this election. That is the truth. Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo,
people, this is not story time on top Echo
and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News people. It's the news at noon on Echo FM 100.7.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7, the station with fair and balanced reporting. My name is Mary Omeni Wode, bringing you the latest news and breaking stories around the world. Here are the headlines. Nigerian government initiates strategies to improve women's health. New EFCC directorate begins operations in Anambra and Imo. 99% of depositors now fully insured. This is according to NDIC. On the foreign scene, Sweden raises income requirement for citizenship applicants. And Colombia declares state of emergency over deadly floods. And on sports news, Starmer slams Manchester United's co-owner over immigration's comments. Details shortly. And we begin with news from the Ministry of Health that says over 20 women group have converged at the presidential villa at the instance of the Federal Ministry of Health to deliberate on ways to strengthen and coordinate interventions around healthcare provision for women. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Women's Health, Dr. Adanna Steinaka, stated that stakeholders gathering is part of efforts to listen to the civil society, community groups, professionals and leaders who represent and work closely with women at the grassroots. She noted that doing so will help advance the vision of the Renew Her Presidential Women's Health Transformation Initiative, which aims to prioritize issues affecting women across the country. Dr. Steinaka disclosed that engagements will adopt the nationwide approach already put in place by the Ministry of Health and champion conversations that will examine policies, increase advocacy, and improve service delivery for women. Meanwhile, the new Economic and Financial Crimes Commission's Directorate in Anambra State has begun operations with its head, Atiba Ofeimu, seeking a partnership with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. The directorate covers Anambra and Imo. Mr. Ofeimu paid a courtesy visit to the NDLEA commander in Anambra State, Charles Onubogo, to strengthen interagency collaboration and coordinated efforts to combat economic and financial crimes. The visit was also aimed at strengthening efforts to tackling drug-related offenses within the zone. The directorate is expected to improve response time in the fight against corruption, money laundering, property fraud, internet fraud, and other financial crimes. Mr. Onubogu congratulated Mr. Ofeimun on the successful takeoff of the directorate, describing the development as timely and strategic for strengthening the state security architecture. He reaffirmed the command's readiness to strengthen collaboration with the EFCC in intelligence gathering, investigation, and the prosecution of suspects. And over to Lagos, where the Lagos State government has commended the National Youth Council of Nigeria for inaugurating youth safety and emergency champions to strengthen grassroots response. The initiative, led by the NYCN's chairman Ibrahim Adigun, will complement existing safety and emergency agencies across the state. Delivering the keynote address, the Commissioner for Special Duties, Olubenga Oyerinde, praised the initiative and described youths as vital in emergency response. Mr. Oyerinde stated that rising population pressures demanded stronger community-based response mechanisms. He noted that the organization would reinforce ongoing government safety reforms under the Teams Plus agenda. And over to the northern part of Nigeria, the Niger State Police Command has arrested a suspected killer of a vigilante member who had been on the run since 2024. The suspect, Sudai Zakari of Angwan Roka Mina, was arrested alongside Danjuma Idris of Meitumbi on suspicion of robbery. Zakari was said to have fled after allegedly killing Ibrahim Yahya, also known as Danladi Boucher, a member of a vigilante group in Meitumbi, in April 2024. He was also alleged to have participated in several armed robbery incidents in the Meitumbi area in 2025. The Niger State Police Command spokesperson Wasiu Abiodun, who disclosed this in a statement, stated that the suspects will be charged to court after investigations. It's exactly 8 minutes past noon. If you just tune in, this is the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Here's a recap of the headlines. New EFCC directorate begins operations in Anambra and Imo. Nigerian government initiates strategies to improve women's health. 99% of depositors now fully insured. This is according to the NDIC. And on the foreign scene, Sweden raises income requirement for citizenship applicants. Colombia declares state of emergency over deadly floods. And in the world of sports, Tama slams Manchester United's co-owner over immigration comments. We'll bring you details shortly. Please stay tuned.
Echo FM. Don't touch that dial. We are the fresh news people. Echo FM 100.7.
Music. Music just the way you like it. We are Echo FM 100.7.
The fresh news people.
No station does it better like we do.
Business news. The Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation NDIC has declared that nearly 99% of Nigerian bank depositors are now fully protected under its enhanced deposit insurance coverage framework. Managing Director and Chief Executive of NDIC, Mr. Oludare Sunday, made this known at the Corporation's Special Day at the 47th Kaduna International Trade Fair. Represented by Assistant Director, Communications and Public Affairs, Dr. Regina Timlong, the NDIC boss noted that the expanded coverage introduced in 2024 was designed to ensure that the vast majority of Nigerians with bank accounts have their savings fully safeguarded in the event of bank failure. Sunday noted that NDIC's mandate goes beyond deposit guarantees to include bank supervision, distress resolution, and liquidation of failed banks in collaboration with the CBN. He urged depositors to ensure proper linkage of their BVNs to their accounts to enable seamless access to insured funds when necessary. And over to the foreign scene, where Sweden has announced plans to tighten its citizenship requirements, including raising the income threshold for applicants as part of a broader overhaul of its naturalization rules. According to reports, people seeking Swedish citizenship will be required to have lived in the country for at least 8 years, up from the current 5-year requirement. In addition, applicants will need to demonstrate a stable monthly income of more than 20,000 Swedish crowns, about $2,225. The government also stated that candidates would have to pass a language and culture test designed to assess their knowledge of Swedish society and their ability to communicate in the national language. Officials say the measures are intended to strengthen integration and ensure that new citizens are financially self-sufficient and familiar with Sweden's social and civic norms. Critics, however, warn that the tougher requirements could make it harder for immigrants to fully integrate and may disproportionately affect low-income workers and their families. And still on the foreign scene, to the sad news that says Colombia has declared a state of emergency after floods killed 18 people and left thousands of families displaced in the country's northern cattle belt. Water submerged homes after a dam and rivers overflowed in Cordoba, one of the worst hit departments where more than 15,000 residents have been affected. The floods have destroyed more than 4,300 homes and submerged vast swaths of the country used for grazing and agriculture, according to authorities. Colombia's disaster relief agency had reported 22 deaths nationwide, but later reversed the figure down. The emergency decree allows President Gustavo Petro to take special measures to address the crisis for 30 days, including allocating resources to impacted departments without congressional approval. And lastly, in the world of sports, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has described comments about immigration made by Manchester United's co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe as offensive and wrong after the billionaire businessman said the UK had been colonized by immigrants. Sir Jim made the remarks during an interview at the European Industry Summit in Antwerp, Belgium. He argued that high immigration and rising welfare costs were placing pressure on the country's economy. He also claimed the UK population had risen from 58 million in 2020 to 70 million as of today. Sir Jim also suggested that political leaders would need to be prepared to take unpopular decisions to address immigration and welfare. Fan groups linked to Manchester United also condemned the comments. The Manchester United Supporters Trust said no supporter should feel excluded because of their race, religion, or background, adding that senior leadership should unite fans rather than marginalize them. Sir Jim, who is 73, acquired a 27.7% stake in Manchester United in 2024 and has overseen significant restructuring at the club, including hundreds of redundancies and managerial changes. And that's all for the global news this afternoon. This was edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, please visit us on social media on Facebook at Echo FM and Echo FM 100.7, on X at Echo FM _Owerri, Instagram at Echo FM 100.7, and YouTube at Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by logging on to www.echofm.net, that is www.echofm.net. My name is Mary Omeniwode. Thank you so much for listening, and do have yourselves a lovely Thursday afternoon. Good afternoon to you.